Yes, yes. That'll work perfectly. The Thebans won't know what hit them.
Look at you. How do you have time for anything else with all these constant wars?
Dear sister, I'm so glad you're here. Come look at this.
What are you planning now, brother?
I thought the Spartans might enjoy having a little bit of fun with the Thebans.
Really? Any reason in particular? Or just because?
I am the god of war. Have I ever needed a reason?
True.
Besides, dear sister, you're the goddess of strife and discord. Since when have you had a problem with a good war?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with a good war. But this... I don't know if this is what I would call a good war.
What do you mean?
Well, dear brother, as always, your plans are more like hammer, less blade. You lack finesse.
Finesse?
Yes, finesse. You're approaching this like a mason breaking rocks. Just smacking a hammer until something breaks.
And how, dear sister, would you do this better?
Well, right here, where you have the Spartan navy attacking Theban shipping lines. This is just outright aggression without any provocation. Why not instead have the Spartans accidentally sink a fishing fleet, believing that they're a fleet of spy ships?
How would that help start a war?
Spartans sinking Theban fishing ships would likely create tension between the two cities. From there, an animosity grows. They stop trusting each other, which leads to more and more attacks. First, just to test one another. But before long, it will become a test to see who can inflict more damage, escalating further and further until a war starts.
That sounds exhausting and far too involved. What would it take to bring them to all-out war? A year? 18 months? That's far too long. If the Spartans attacked their shipping lanes, they could provoke the Thebans into war in less than 3 months.
And why would the Spartans just decide to attack shipping lines? What would be their provocation?
Provocation, they're Spartans. My Spartans. They don't need provocation. They're a warring people. They attack their neighbors all the time.
So just swing the hammer, then.
Well, I don't want to wait.
Oh, I feel so sorry for Aphrodite.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. This looks like a truly boring war, brother.
Boring? How can a war be boring?
Well, for one, this won't be a war. A few battles here and there, but nothing major. No real conflict to speak of. This'll be over in 2 months.
2 months? Thebes and Sparta are two of the greatest city-states of the era. This will be at least a year-long war.
Which will die on the vine when the two decide that the cost isn't worth it.
The cost?
Yes, dear brother, the cost. These two are hundreds of miles apart. It would take weeks just to march to one another.
Exactly. More time for the troops to prepare, soldiers to get invigorated for battle, leaders to plan.
Soldiers to tire, rations to dwindle, men to desert.
Spartans never desert.
Of course not, brother. Not when you're looking, anyway.
They would never betray me. I am the god of war, their patron.
The fool who's making them march halfway across the country when they could be at home with their children to teach and their wives to warm their beds.
What soldier wants for such things when the siren song of battle can be heard?
Tell me something, dear brother. How did you and Aphrodite end up together?
Very funny, dear sister. But you know that's not public knowledge among the gods.
I know. And while I do love strife and gossip as much as the next goddess, you, brother, have nothing to worry about from me.
I know, sister. As much as we might quibble, never would we betray one another.
Of course not. Besides, gods forbid we went to war with one another. We might actually bring down Olympus itself.
Not that it wouldn't be fun to try.
What, going to war? You and I?
Of course not, dear sister. Bringing down Olympus.
You're mad. Do you know that?
Of course. But think of the challenge that it would be. And you and I love a good challenge.
I know you do. And I would be right by your side. That way, you might actually stand a chance at succeeding.
Come now. I would do just fine.
Perhaps. But I can't deny that I would love to watch this place fall.
Yes. Not quite your style, is it?
What can I say? I like what I like.
Oh, yes. Tartarus is far more your aesthetic.
Meaning?
Swirling chaos, the screams of the tormented, the anguished cries of the imprisoned titans.
I do so miss home.
As do I. Thrace is far more pleasant than this golden hell.
What? Are you telling me that you don't like the constant parties and revelry? Gods reading poetry and feasting? Certain goddesses so very close by.
You will forgive me, but the last party I attended ended rather strangely.
Oh,
Don't play coy with me, dear sister. You know exactly what I mean.
now, brother, I'm sure I don't.
Really? Golden apples, Troy, none of this is ringing a bell.
Oh, yes, that little affair.
Little. You started a war between 3 of the most powerful city-states in all of Greece.
Well, next time, maybe they'll remember to invite me to their little party.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I know I'll remember that party for the rest of my days.
Oh, come now. It was fun.
Oh, yes. Watching my mother, our sister, and my lover bear themselves for a mortal, all to win a silly apple. That's exactly my idea of a good time.
It's my idea of a good time. And I did so have fun watching all 3 of them fall all over themselves. Trying to impress a mortal. All just to prove who was the fairest. Mm.
I do have to give you credit, Eris. It was an inspired idea.
Oh, one of my better ones, if I do say so myself.
One little apple and all of Troy obliterated.
Like I said, brother, all it takes is the right bit of deception. A little chaos. Knowing how to push people's buttons, and you can have a war that will be written for the ages.
Perhaps. But let us remember that not all of your schemes have gone so swimmingly, sister.
Oh? Do tell.
Remember Syracuse?
Oh. That.
Yes, that.
That doesn't count.
Oh, really?
I was barely even trying.
Really?
No, if I wanted Syracuse destroyed, it would have been destroyed. I was merely having some fun.
And that mortal, what was his name? Sinbun? Sadbad?
Sinbad.
That's the one! He just happened to get the better of you.
What can I say? He was cute. And besides, it's not like I won't be able to have fun with him again.
Oh, really? And do you have a plan for that as well?
Like I said, Eris, think long term.
Well then, dear sister. Let's plan long term.